Hey, what's up, YouTube? We were bored and we were messing around with top decks, and rather than copy what everybody else does and say, whoa, what happened with YCS, we're going to show you just decks that are not going to die or haven't died yet. Because this is yugiohtopdecks.com, and we're looking at the top decks. We're going to go down to 30 of them, I believe, but these are the top of all-time decks that we have the information on. Please note that Yu-Gi-Oh's been around since before modern internet was really useful, so there are some decks that were probably played a lot more that aren't on this list or very high up it, but this is till the point of when people reported things or of reported decks of regionals. So with the first deck, we'll go into Burning Abyss.
Ever since people found out how to play that deck, it just hasn't died.
Yeah, and I'll even click it to show you that, look, there's a lot of tops, and it goes to... I'll scroll all the way down. This deck has been played on elite regional reporting level since August of 2014. Yeah. It's actually gotten cheaper and more expensive over time. That's actually entertaining. So, going back, moving right along.
Zodiac.
Next deck, Zodiac. We all know why that top. That was kind of a tier 0 format. Was it considered a tier 0 format?
I don't know. I think True Draco's. I would argue that it wasn't because True Draco's, but
True Dracos ran Zodiac too sometimes. Don't you remember the triangle of what beat what?
That's true.
Now we have Mermail. I'll actually click this because they've been off and on played. You know.
Shadows. That just makes sense. They were there. They've been there and here. They lasted for a long time, and then they hit Construct, and then everything went downhill.
Hey, Dinosaurs tried playing them again during the 60 deck format.
That's true. And then Monarchs were a tier 1 deck, and they were a tier 1 deck back in ancient Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. So, yeah, not surprising. It makes the list.
Cosmo was its own format, it felt like.
Yeah. Necroz was its own format. It says Dragon, and when I clicked on it, it's like anything to do with Dragon, so I don't know if we should count that one, because a lot of it was says ABC Buster Dragon, and then it gets down to Dragon Rulers. So I don't know if we can necessarily count the Dragon deck, as it says.
Then we won't. We'll just say that number 8 is Performapal.
Yeah. It's
Makes sense.
It's like Pepe and stuff like that, and like all that stuff that came with it. True Draco, that deck is still good today, still kicking.
It's a deck that was good and is still good. I play it now.
Cleefort was good for like an entire year.
Yeah, because no matter how they hit it, they just went Towers Turbo and all that other stuff. So
kept happening.
Fire Fist had almost 2 formats. It was good, wasn't it?
It was like 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
It was good before. It's good before Dragon Rulers, and it was good after Dragon Rulers.
Shout out to our server and them not knowing how decks work.
Magician. I'm assuming it's like Pendulum Magicians, because that's different than the Performer Pals. And yeah, it makes sense it being up here.
Oh no, if I click on it and I see Dark Magician, I'm going to panic.
It's like a ton of Pendulum Magicians.
Okay. Geargia, yeah, they were springing up in a lot of regionals and stuff. That was a fun deck.
Teller Knights, yeah.
Light Sworn, 16, 15 if we don't count Dragon. Makes sense. ABC, I honestly thought this would be further up, but I guess over here in TCG it was more spontaneous. I don't know. I could have sworn it felt like more ABC tops were happening than 106.
I don't know.
Spiral seems like there should be more than that. 105?
Well, keep in mind they hit Spiral really fast.
Yeah. Huh,
and it was only out for about like 4 or 5 months, Stefan.
Wow.
Before they hit it. It says
what is Warrior?
I don't know if we should count just Warrior decks.
Moving on to spellbook.
Yep. Spellbooks were a tier 1 deck, and they were a tier. It was arguable that they were tier 0, along with Dragon Rulers in that format. And then they were a tier 1 deck even after Judgment got hit, and they were still a tier 2 deck until like the Shadal era. Zombie.
Zombie, yeah. That should probably be combined with Teledad too, because there was, I guess there was Zombie Dad at one point.
Yeah.
Sure.
Zombies, they kept coming up and going.
They're always like a regional, like, oddball.
Yeah. Dino Rabbit. Yeah.
That was a good regional deck.
Paleos. That deck keeps popping up here and there.
Yeah, it's mostly skilled people that are actually winning with them. Evil Swarm was an anti-meta deck, so it doesn't surprise me that it doesn't have too many tops.
It was considered to be the 3rd tier deck in the Dragon Ruler spellbook, because a lot of spellbook players were running Priestess.
Yeah, I played it in Shadal format. When Shadal was a thing, I played Evil Swarm, and I played Zombie.
We had a friend that played it in Pendulum, when there was a lot of Pendulum decks running around, and it hurt a lot too.
Yeah. Infernity, 82. That deck just kept getting hit, though. And some of this feels like the information's just not there anymore.
Yeah. Wind-ups makes sense. They were a tier 0 deck at one point.
Synchro?
I'm assuming it means like the Dark Synchro deck or the Synchro hand loops.
Metal Foe, that was splashed in everything.
Yeah, it was a tier 1 deck for a while too. Gladiator Beasts. That was a tier deck. That was a tier 0 deck for a while. Blue Eyes, not surprising. And since we skipped 2 of them, we'll go down to Artifacts and Trickstars.
Hey, even Teledad's in 33rd. You'd think Trickstar would have more tops.
You'd think so. Maybe, I think...
Well, this is also saying most used cards, so...
Yeah.
But...
I guess this isn't necessary. This isn't like... These are the most used cards rather than, like, top decks ever.
Yeah.
So, you gotta take these with a grain of salt.
Yeah. But... That's not too many, though. I mean, well, that's not bad. Like, this is actually what I expected, and you go down further the list and just start getting into all the really weird rogue...
Madolches, Trap Tricks. This is like hat format when you scroll down at like the 35 to 37.
Hey, Tribute Stun, Toolbox, The Machine. I'm in the 160s, by the way. Hey, Subterror.
Trooper Monarch.
Alright, guys, that was us doing a lazy video, so catch you later, and if it's your birthday today, happy birthday.